Good evening, and bienvenue, my fond fair rouge raiders. This is your humble narrator, Diomedes Rouge, here to bring you part 2 of What If Deku got a New Game Plus. Where we left off, Izuku Midoriya just got through was in the middle of talking with All Might. After All Might accidentally came in at the wrong moment and overheard some troubling things. We will now pick back up from Izuku's POV. So, what now? Well, young man, now would be normally the time where I would ask, what that conversation between you and Katsuki, I believe you called him, was about. Alright, first things first, let me call my mom. Oh? Well, I'm assuming you want to have this conversation in private, without anyone possibly eavesdropping, especially considering how sensitive not only this topic will be, but how sensitive the topic that you brought up could be. So, I'm assuming you want to go somewhere, private. Yes, I suppose so. I know a few different places. And to be quite honest, you've had a rough day, haven't you? Yeah, you could say that. Right. Let's see about getting you something to eat. But first, as I said, you should probably call your mom and, do a check-in. Yes, sir. Izuku pulls out his phone, dials the obvious number. One ring. Izuku, is that you? Are you okay? What's going on? Mom, calm down. I'm fine. What do you mean you're fine? I saw you on the TV. How did you do that? What were you thinking? You know how worried I was? Mom, I'm fine. I'm currently with the secretary of of a hero. He wants to do a checkup on me. Make sure I'm fine. I'm gonna be late coming home. Can you please not wait up for me if I wind up being too late? I promise I will be there soon. If you want, I can pass the phone to him and you can get the information. Okay, yes, pass it to him. He passes the phone to All Might and says, hello? Are you the secretary? You're like, yes, ma'am. My name is Toshinori Yagi. I'm a secretary to All Might. All Might? What are you doing with my son? What's going on? All Might noticed how brave your son was and courageous. And to be completely fair, he's asked me to investigate and make sure that young Midoriya was A-okay. In addition to that, he also wanted to extend a scholarship program to a young heroic man such as himself if he can accomplish a certain goal. Huh? Scholarship? Yes, it's for youths in need, and from what I've seen, young Midoriya here has, he would be welcome where my predecessor, he'd be welcome where my boss would like to send him. I don't know. You don't have to agree to it right away, madam. In fact, I believe young Midoriya will tell you more information after we get him a fully checked up and properly debriefed. Okay. Make sure he's okay. Will do, madam. You have my word. I will not let any harm come to Izuku. All right. Click. All Might passes the phone back to Izuku, and they carry on their way to a restaurant that, well, knows Mr. Yagi and is indebted to All Might. He informs them to set up the back room for a private talk, and they gladly do so, considering he is at least works for a hero, as I imagine it wouldn't be too difficult for heroes to want to go into a public place without any type of paparazzi or investigations, or just go to a place where they can eat with friends and enjoy themselves without having to worry about people constantly taking photos, videos, and sound bites of them. As they get escorted to that area, says, all right, before we, get anything to eat, why don't you tell me about that? Right. I go to Aldera High. Uh-huh. It's not the best place if you're quirkless. Hell, then again, I doubt most schools are. Essentially, I'm used as a verbal and physical punching bag. And the teachers allow this. Allow it. Hell, some of them encourage it. Excuse me? Aldera isn't your typical school. To be quite honest with you, the main reason I put up with it is because Mom's by herself. She's already put on enough stress considering how she blames herself for me being quirkless, as well as blaming herself for not believing in me. Not believing in you. That's a long story. But, yeah. She blames herself for a lot of things. And because of that, she's, already stressed out as it is. So I keep the burden onto yourself, not to let her fall into any harm's way. Yeah. What about these students? Sometimes mostly it's verbal. Rarely it's physical, depending on the student, but rarely is it ever physical. And what about with this Kotsky boy? He's an exception. Oh? How is he an exception? Growing up between the ages of 1 and 3, we were best friends. Oh. Inseparable. We were like brothers. What happened after 3? Quirks. He got his quirk and was praised and said, you're going to be a great hero growing up, and you're going to achieve greatness, no problem. And meanwhile, you didn't get one. Yeah. I lost the genetic lottery, and in doing so, got a target painted on my back. Combine that with his mixture of inferiority and superiority complexes. Oh, the school kind of hyped him up. Not kinda, they severely hyped him up. They kept on tossing praise after praise after praise upon him to where he believes in his own hype. If you can measure his ego, it'd be in terms of skyscrapers. Deep down, he's a good guy, but he's just so egotistic that he can't see himself from all the hype that's been tossed upon him. If he even thinks that one person is looking down on him, well, they're looking down on him. How dare you look down on me? Hell, if you're classified as weaker than him under his own ideology and you try and help him, well, you're looking down on him. Anyone weaker than him shouldn't try and help him. He can help himself. He doesn't need any weakling to try and do that for him. And let me guess, yeah, I've tried to help him. And in turn, yeah, he thinks I look down on him. Which causes violent reactions. How violent? Yes, they could be quite violent. Physical abuse, to an extent, and you've tried reporting this to teachers. No, they won't listen, nor would they care. Uh-huh. And what is Kotsky trying to do? He's trying to be a hero. A hero with that attitude. To be fair, he could be a good one. He just needs a severe attitude adjustment. Oh? You're telling me that even after all the abuse you've suffered, you'd still stand by him? Yes. I know he could be a good hero. But Aldera has ruined him. They've put him up on such a high pedestal to where he can't even see where he started. He needs someone to knock him down back to where he can build himself up properly. And I can't do that. I'm too close to the situation. So honestly, maybe UA could do that for him. He's going to apply to UA. Yeah. I see. Right. Well, in your case, I need to ask more about this suicide baiting. What's been the most recent example of this? Izuku, I'm not here to cause you harm. But I need to know how bad it is you've had it. Please. Earlier today. What? Earlier today, my hero notebook, after class was over, was destroyed and tossed out the window. Upon leaving, Katsuki said, "You know, if you want to be a hero that bad, I think I know a way you can." I turned around to look at him. A bit of hope left in my eyes. He said, "Why don't you take a swan dive off the roof of the school building and pray for a quirk in your next life?" And then it was Izuku. Izuku looks up and sees All Might with tears in his eyes, streaming down his face. "All Might, promise me you'll never think about that. You'll never think about trying to do that." "Of course not, All Might. It's not something I would think about." "All right. Let's get you something to eat, and we'll bring you back to your home." "You sure?" "Yes. Tomorrow, bright and early, I need you to show up at Dagobah Beach for training. Understood?" "Yes." "Oh my, Toshi." "Huh?" "Please, call me Toshinori, or Toshi. At least while I look like this. It'll cause confusion otherwise." "Alright. Yes, Toshi." With that, they order a meal, and All Might escorts Izuku home, where after knocking on the door one time, the door is flung open, slams into the wall, and Izuku is embraced in a back-breaking hug. Mom, let me go. Mom, can't breathe. My baby! As eventually Izuku is allowed to gasp the sweet life of the breath of life back into his lungs. As, well, Toshi is sitting there cackling in the corner like, a mother's love is true. As he says that and mumbles that to himself, Inko looks over towards him and says, "Are you Toshinori Yagi? But please, call me Toshi. Your son is an impeccable young man, and I believe he's exactly what All Might is looking for." "What do you mean?" "Well, you see, madam, I believe your son has not only the ability, the mental fortitude, but also, eventually, will have the physical strength to receive internship at UA to be a hero in training." "What?" "Yes, ma'am. From what my boss says, young Izuku here might have a dormant quirk." I'm sorry, what?" "No, we went to a doctor. He's quirkless." "As I said, madam, my boss says otherwise. And even if he is, well, it's not the first instance of a quirkless hero. It'd just be the first instance of a quirkless hero within this day and age. And as I said, even without a quirk, he would be an amazing hero. But my boss says there might be a dormant one laying within him." "You're not just trying to tease my son, are you?" "No, ma'am. My boss was a late bloomer as well." "All Might?" "Indeed. All Might didn't get his quirk until he was 16 years of age. And, to be fair, he had to meet certain prerequisites in order to access his quirk." I didn't know this." "Yes, ma'am. Until then, he was also quirkless. Izuku might have a even more powerful quirk in his system that just have a higher prerequisite. All Might sees the signs dwelling within him. But even if he doesn't, he would still sponsor him to be a next hero. I can't believe this. I know, it's a lot to take in, Miss Midoriya. That is why I'm here to present you with this. Toshi pulls out his wallet and takes out a solid black credit card. I would like you to use this to cover any food expenses as well as training equipment that young Izuku requires, as well as any clothes and anything that you may want. I'm sorry, what? All Might is putting a lot on young Izuku, and in turn he expects him to be properly outfitted and taken care of. Please don't please don't reject it. I understand that you are going to be polite and try and turn it down. However, young Izuku has the drive and passion to achieve this dream, and All Might wishes to back it 110%. You're being serious. Indeed I am. As I said, young Izuku has the drive. As long as he sticks to his training regime, you can use that as freely as you want on anything you need. All Might has plenty of money to spare. Are you sure? Indeed I am, madam. Use it on buying yourself a car, getting yourself a new living situation. As long as it's within distance of Dagobah Beach, where they will be training. You're going to be training him in Dagobah Beach? Indeed. I'll send you more information as we develop the proper training regime, but, as I said, for right now, it will be a bit of a secret. Stay safe, Miss Midoriya. You too, young Midoriya. And with that, All Might ruffles Izuku's hair, and proceeds to walk off. As Inko's looking baffled, and Izuku's going in his head, okay, that never happened in canon. Before he gets too far, oh yes, young Izuku. Yes, Toshi? Before I go too far into detail, I would like you to drop out of your current school. Excuse me? Excuse me? Yes, it seems as if the environment there is not befitting of a young hero in training such as Izuku. Don't worry, I have a few, strings I can pull. I'll be bringing over a personalized laptop tomorrow that will have every type of thing you'll need to have a proper online education, as well as even more into lower college education fields. College training courses and things of that nature. You get the gist. Are you sure? Of course! After all, I am the secretary to All Might. It's the least I could do to make sure that one of our prized young individuals will be able to not only catch up, but succeed in life. And part of that is having a proper environment for them to be around. Now, as I said, when your next school day comes about, I would like you to inform them politely and tell them you're dropping out. Thank you. Yes, I'll do that. As Toshi then proceeds to walk away. As both of them are stunned. Wait, doesn't... What does he mean by by the school not being proper for a young hero in training? I believe he just doesn't like Aldera, Mom. They do have substandard policies and such. Right. Maybe it's for the best then. Just never thought this is a lot to take in. There's some katsudon sitting on the table. Yum! As Izuku runs in and goes straight to the table to eat his katsudon. As his mother just smiles at his antics. Meanwhile, with Izuku, after he eats food, and things have already changed from how they were. Boy. Okay, I need to do. I just need to get some sleep. Izuku does exactly that. He goes to pass out. As we cut to All Might, caulking on the phone. Nezu. Ah, yes. Toshi, how can I be of service? I have a successor. I've picked a successor. Oh? Are you saying you will no longer need to be a teacher here? No. The exact opposite. I'm going to need to double down on that. Oh? Yes, he's going to be a student at UA. I see. Who is this student? His name's Izuku Midoriya. And what's his quirk? He doesn't have one. Oh? And what made you choose him? If you look at the sludge villain incident, you can see why. He was able to, with just one previous encounter, find the weak point of the villain, and not only that, be able to utilize his environment to get a better advantage. Combine that with how his school life is and how much he's been harmed mentally and physically. It's amazing he still wants to be a hero. Harmed? I'll give you a full debrief later. Right now I'm so angry I could probably destroy a building. But I'm trying to stay calm. I see. That bad, huh? Yes. Also, there's a student named Katsuki Bakugo who's going to be applying. I want you to run background information on him. But whatever happens, keep him and Izuku away from each other. Oh, and why, pray tell, should I do that? Simple. Katsuki Bakugo is his bully, to put it in layman's terms. On a daily basis, he insults, berates, and harms him. So we should blacklist him? No. Izuku thinks he could still be a hero. Wants to at least give him a chance. I would say allow that to happen. Otherwise, he'll think that we're favoring him. And while that would be true, and not exactly be a bad thing, I don't think his conscience could take favoritism right now. I see. You're not that bad, Mr. Yagi. I try. I learn from the best, after all. Anything else? Yes. I'm trying to get Izuku out of the toxic school environment he's in. And I've kind of made a promise that I should have run with you before I tried to cash it in. Oh? The kid is smart. He has several hero journals. Hero journals. Yes, I did a brief run through of them whenever I first encountered them. And honestly, the information's spot on and a bit terrifying. Oh? Yeah. I believe he would benefit from an online course. And being away from that toxic environment at school might help out his overall personality. Or at least make it to where he can properly focus on training. I see. What are you asking? Could you get him a specialized laptop as well as access to an internet school that would help him finish up whatever he has left on his last 10 months and further possibly go into low college level courses? Oh, I can do just that. Not a problem. I thank you, Nezu. If you don't mind me, I'm gonna go to bed. It's been a long day. I imagine it has, Mr. Yagi. I imagine it has. Thank you. As we cut to the next day, Izuku getting up, getting dressed in his sweats, and heading over to Dagobah Beach, where he's warming up and getting ready for exercise, as he winds up showing up an hour before All Might does, starting with, well, cleaning up the beach. As when All Might does show up, he's like, huh? Why, a little overeager there, aren't you, Izuku? Yeah, All Might. Figured while waiting for you, I could get a bit of get some low strength building exercises in. Considering I think that's what we were doing today. Why, yes it is, my young friend. As he jumps down and turns back into, well, Small Might. Yes. You see, here, I was planning on telling you the whole virtues of being a hero, both on large scale and small scale. How not all heroes need to do, well, massive feats of justice to make a difference. Even the small ones can help out, right? Indeed, young Midoriya, indeed. It seems as if I truly did pick a wise successor. Yes. Now, he brings out a large pamphlet, well, a large set of sheets, and sets it down. This is the All-American Dream Plan. It'll be your personal training Bible for the next 10 months. Follow it, and you shall gain in strength and endurance leaps and bounds ahead of, well, what you are currently. Thank you, All Might. Please, call me Toshi when I'm like this, as I've said. Right, sorry, I'm getting used to that. Not a problem, young man. Now, let's see, shall we get back to work? Yes, we should. Are you sure that the computer thing was necessary? Young Midoriya. Yes? I don't want you in that type of toxic environment. I nearly cost you your life. I will not risk you being insulted and berated. Wait, what do you mean? Izuku. If I had known if you went through something like that earlier that day, I never would have told you what I did on the rooftops. I already regretted what I said and how I said it. But knowing that I said so just after an event like that, I can't even forgive myself. I will not let you stay in that type of environment. As my successor, I am ordering you not to return to that place outside of dropping out. Do you understand me? Yes, sir. Good. Now enough of that dull talk. Let's get back to more lively activities. Yes. Thank you, All Might. No problem, fanboy. Now, as yet again they continue training. You know, it's odd. What is? Izuku says after about 2 hours of working on the beach. I told you you'd inherit my power, but you've yet to ask how, or when you would. I thought you would tell me whenever I was ready for it. True enough. Would you like a demonstration? Would you like to know why I am not giving it to you right now? Yeah, you can tell me as I'm working, All Might. As he again moves about 50 pounds worth of rubble into a nearby dumpster, walking slowly but steadily. My power, one for all, is... well, it's a bit dangerous. If your body isn't prepared for it, well, your limb could pop off your body in the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, well, you might turn into a nice set of chunky salsa. Ooh. Okay, yeah. I just wanted to let you know I'm not doing this for my own benefit. I know. I know you wouldn't be pulling me around like this. You're too kind and you're a hero. You put a lot of faith in me, young Midoriya. That makes me quite proud. Meanwhile, in Izuku's head, well, I've already put in faith in you before, and you've never let me down, so, to be fair, can't really say otherwise. Oh, this is gonna be a long summer. As, sure enough, the rest of the day passes by with not much different. As when Izuku goes home, he eats some high-protein food, and, well, works out for 4 hours at home. Because, well, this is Izuku we're talking about. This is Izuku who survived the war arc. The first and second war. This is Izuku that's been trained by several different heroes. And who went days without sleep and without food. You really think he's going to have healthy sleeping habits? Nah. This little sucker is gonna keep on training until he's down to 4 hours of sleep. Because to him, that might as well be 8 hours. As he continues motoring along. After the week ends up, he heads back to school and does one last day. Goes straight to his homeroom and is kind of looking all around it. seeing the people he's not gonna see again for the rest of these 10 months. Bakugo is being extra quiet as the homeroom teacher's getting a bit surly. He sees Izuku not paying attention and, well, goes in to whack him on the head, extending that arm of his to, knock some sense into him like he has dozens of times before. But as he gets close, well, again, this is Izuku from the war arcs. Mentally speaking, at least. His body moves faster than his own mind does at this pace. Before the teacher can even say anything, well, there's a book to bat his hand away real quick and easy. Huh? Boom! As his hand, well, falls off to the side and he re-pulls it back. How did you... Sorry about that. Were you trying to talk to me? As all the students are genuinely kind of freaked out by that. This is Izuku, who's never stood up for himself, who's never talked back, and now all of a sudden he smacks the teacher with a book out of seemingly nowhere and on reflex. Bakugo is surprised and everyone is a bit shooketh, including the teacher. Yes, pay attention in class. Sorry, but I was just admiring how this will be my last day. Excuse me? I'm dropping out. You're... what? Well, I was planning on going to the principal after this, but I have other means of completing my school work as well as possible college studies. So I won't be needing this place anymore. I was merely just admiring the last moments I'll be in this place. What? That's what you wanted, right? To no longer have to deal with me in your class, right? That's what everyone wanted, right? Now look at it this way. As Izuku picks up his bag, now you won't have to deal with me. And, by the way, to be completely honest with you, you're a moron. You barely know what you do when it comes to teaching. You allow your students to use their quirks in class. And from understanding, you might be part of this school might be trying to, I don't know, gather blackmail material for these students in the future just so they can look better and get free advertisement for this school later on. For any students that wind up having, I don't know, high enough of a job requirement or things like that. Say, a high-ranking hero or public official. Get blackmail material so you can make it to where, you wouldn't want to, upset us, and we leak how you used to bully a quirkless kid, or how you used to use your quirk unregistered and all willy-nilly in class. It would look very bad on you. Something akin to that. But that's just my guess. Could be just the sheer fact that this place is just a crap school. Anyways, whatever it is, I'll be seeing you. As Izuku just walks out, shutting the door firmly, and proceeds to walk right out of Aldera High. I can't believe I just did that. I can't believe I just did that. Why did I just do that? Oh, God. Oh, Mom's gonna have my head. Okay, just breathe, breathe, breathe. As whenever he gets home, alright, Mom's at work. Okay, what do I... He sees that there's a package waiting for him on the counter. Package. He opens it up and it's a pristine, top-of-the-line laptop. As he hooks it up, gets it attached to the internet connection, and presto, it has 3 different tabs. And Izuku gets to work. Huh. Wow, this is interesting. He checks out each one, and one of them's late college course is late high school courses. Another one's early college courses, and another one's hero in training manual. As soon as he gets online, he receives an email. Why, hello there, young Midoriya. I am Principal Dean Nezu of UA. It's a pleasure to see you utilizing my device in such a early fashion. Please, enjoy yourself and be careful. I'll be examining every single one of your answers, personally. Sincerely, Dean Nezu. Oh boy. Oh, this is gonna be rough. As with that, we'll call it a day. Have fun, my Rouge Raiders, and God bless.